So Al, tell me, what's the first thing that comes in your mind when you think about Hall and Oates?
Hall and Oates, mate. Good question. I haven't heard from them for a while, but I do know they did the song Maneater, which aptly reminds me of your good self, mate. Good morning. What's happening in the world of Hall and Oates?
Daryl Hall is suing John Oates. That's exactly what's happening at the moment. Daryl Hall, 77, John Oates, 75. He has put a restraining order as well as tried to sue them. So there's some financial matters that I think are bubbling along the surface. But wow, I mean, this is. I mean, I can see people are freaking out here. This is Hall and Oates, the biggest duo of all time. And mate, there's no Hall and Oates with a restraining order.
No, so look, let's dive a bit deeper into this. So you've got these old guys in their kind of mid to late 70s. They're not the only ones. You've got Simon and Garfunkel, you've got Roger Waters and Dave Gilmour, and now Hall and Oates is kind of real bitter feud. But tell me, what do you think is actually going to happen here? What's the legalities that could come out in the wash?
I mean, I don't know what good can actually happen here. Like, it's like they look like they've got a lot of time. I mean, this is their. I really don't know. Now, John Oates has actually come out with some cryptic Instagram messaging in the last 24 hours, as I understand it. So really trying to be zen about the whole thing. But you know, you go onto YouTube and they weren't mates, or they haven't been mates for a long time. I think they used to be mates. I'm sure they would have been mates. They're calling each other business partners. Or Daryl Hall said so much 12 months ago on an interview. But I mean, we know what business partners look like. I mean, for those that are watching us for the first time, and look, we come across as being friendly. We actually can't stand each other.
It's all a show.
In real life. For these guys, I mean, they've been around for a long. I mean, they would have had to have had some form of friendship to create some of these songs, which have become classics. And he's he's effectively he's one level above effectively a scumbag now. That's how. I mean, how would you feel if someone said that to you? Like at this stage of your life, you thought, oh well, we must be all right, but
Yeah, look, I don't know, mate. I mean, I didn't even know these guys were still kind of around, really. But it's just a bit of a worry from my point of view. Like, when you get to that age and you could literally drop dead at any time, you're only as good as your last game. People, I don't think, are going to remember them individually as much as the collective. And I think that could be possibly really sad. So I don't know. Is there any hope out there that this could get sorted? Or do you think it's going to go down the road of separate ways?
who knows? But I mean, what I do know, and there is a little bit of speculation of what this is actually about, but the rumour is that John Oates has been in recent times. In fact, he has been for a number of years playing the Hall and Oates songs. He's not the first banana, so Daryl Hall is the one that you mainly hear of when you're listening to a Hall and Oates song. But John Oates is a really good singer. You go on YouTube, have a listen. So he's sort of going out there and singing some of the Hall and Oates classics. And I saw a version of Maneater the other day, a reggae version, mate. It was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. Like, I mean, maybe it's not the classic Maneater, but it was a little bit different. And I mean, I don't see the problem. I mean, isn't this akin to anyone covering your songs? I mean, what should stop one from covering someone else's songs? I don't really understand.
Oh, I completely agree. I think it all comes down to jealousy and bitterness, really. And at the pointy end of your career and life, it's a bit sad that it goes that way. But at the end of the day, who really cares, you know? Like, I mean, these guys should be celebrating the fact that they're still able to get on stage and perform to a live audience, whether they're going to play their own songs or each other's songs or cover songs. Who really cares? I don't know. It'd be interesting to get some comments and some feedback in the comments section from the real fans out there, because I'm not going to lie, I'm not a massive fan of these guys. I know you are, but I don't know, mate. Any final words on this?
Oh, look, I mean, this particular story has been played out a number of times. It is really about two individuals, a collection of people who have made a lot of money and become extremely successful, over a long period of time, and for one reason or another, there's been somebody potentially being surrounded by a lot of yes men, telling them that they were the ones, they were the dominant partner of a partnership, and all of a sudden wanted to reinvent some legacy around that particular individual. Now, Daryl Hall won't be remembered as Daryl Hall. He'll be remembered as one part of Hall and Oates. It's the same with Pink Floyd. Roger Waters is not going to be remembered necessarily as himself first and foremost. It's going to be more Pink Floyd, and I think that's the sad thing about it, that some of these people trying to, I guess, revision history a little bit, and I think it's really a time of your life when you really need to be smelling the roses, but it appears there are people that don't really want to go down that path.
Oh, it's all a bit sad, really.
Yes, it is. So that's our read on Hall and Oates and I guess the emerging saga. Please let us know in the comments if you know anything more, but we might keep an eye on what is happening with this particular band in the next coming weeks and months. That wraps up another episode of Indie Miners. Please look to subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, and let us know if there's an album you would like us to look at. So until next time, bye for now, and thank you for watching.